Okay, so it tells you that you're supposed to graph this in your calculator. You can skip the calculator part. We're just going to graph it on this paper here. Now, I'm going to rewrite this equation a little bit larger. Y equals 2.5x. 2.5x. And there's actually something that's being added to this equation that you don't see. Okay, there's a y-intercept here. I'm going to add 0. Because if I add 0, nothing changes. If you add 0, they actually call that the additive identity property. Something you can add that doesn't change the value of the equation. Okay. Now, in order to graph this, I need to have actually an x and y intercept. So I'm going to draw some x and y lines here. I'll just pick the center or somewhere close to it. Doesn't really matter. So this blue mark here, this plus 0, that is my y-intercept. Okay, that is where I start my equation. So on the y-axis, I'm going to start at 0. So I'll start right here. Okay, that's this part. Now this 2.5, that's my rate. That's my change in y. Okay, so I'm going to make this into a fraction, 2.5 over x, sorry, over 1, to make it into a fraction. Now my top number, that's my change in my y value. So that's either going to go up or it's going to go down. And then my left and right values, these two, are my x change. It's either going to go right or it's going to go left. Now if it's going up, that's positive. So up is positive, down is negative, and to the right that is positive because my positive numbers are this way and my negative numbers are this way to the left. Okay, so what that means is start at 0, which I did. I'll go up 2.5, and then I'll go to the right 1 space, and then I'll make another mark. So I'll go up 2.5, so up 1, 2.5. Done. I went up 2.5, and then I'm going to go to the right 1 space. So go to the right 1 space, so over 1, and I end up here. Now I have 2 dots. Okay, my first point was 0, 0. That's my y-intercept. My second dot, this one right here, this one was an x value of 1, 1, comma, and my y value of 1, 2.5. 1, 2.5. Okay, I have 2 points so far. I'll just do one more point. I'm going to go up 2.5 again. So here's a half, there's 1.5, 2.5, and I'll go over 1. That's my next point. My next point's here. And that point is 1, 2, my x value of 2, and my y value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I now have 3 points established, and I can connect that with a nice, beautiful line. From here down to there, and I have my line, I have it graphed. I got to make sure I hit all those 3 points, and the lines go on forever in each direction. There you go. Good? Want to do another one? Yeah, we'll do one more. Let's do one on the next page. This one. Good? Okay, so again, I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to draw intercepts, or sorry, x and y lines there and here. Now I'm going to draw this one a little bit higher for a very specific. Okay, so again, this equation, y equals -4, and then x, and then this number here, this constant, the one at the end, this -8. That's my starting point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where I started. That's why I drew this line a little bit higher. It's because I knew I had to start at a fairly low spot. That's my y-intercept. Y-intercept. Okay, I had to start a little low at 0, -8. Good? Okay, so this is 0, 8. That's my first point there. Now, remember, this is my change in x and my change in y. I'm going to make that into a fraction. Okay, I'm going to put that over 1. Now, if it's a positive, it goes up. If it's a negative, it goes down. If this is a positive, it goes to the right. If it's a negative, it goes to the left. So right now I have negative, positive. Gavin? I have negative and positive. So that means from this point, I go down 4 spaces, down 4, and then to the right 1 space. So I'll go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1 space. Okay, I don't really have any space to go anymore because I'm kind of off my graph. Now, in order for this number to stay at negative 4, okay, I can actually make sure it stays a negative by switching my signs for both of these items. If I make this a positive 4 and a negative 1, does this fraction still say negative 4? Positive divided by negative? Still negative 4, agreed? So I'm going to start here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this time I'll go back 1. Okay? I have 3 spots now. My second spot was 1 comma negative 12. That's the red one. 1 comma negative 12. And then my third spot was negative 1 comma negative 4. Now, well, let's make sure that they're still linear, that they exist on the same line. Okay. Well, I know that these two were on the same line because these two were correct. Now, if this line continues, do I hit all 3 points? Yes. So this one and this one are on the same line. If they continue, does it hit that one that I changed up my equation? Yes. Good. So these are my 3 points. Here's my y-intercept, and my line is actually decreasing. Okay, and the reason why I know my line is decreasing is because whenever I read my numbers, whenever I read a book, I read from left to right, and from left to right, my numbers are going down. They are getting less and less, so it's decreasing. Good? You want to see the next page? Okay, so where are you? Robert, the next page here, where it asks for what is this missing value, okay? This is the question that we're going to use this equation for. Whenever I have a pair of numbers, for example, blank, comma, blank, this one is always my x value, this is my y value, right? So in this first one, I have 2, comma, something, and I have to figure that out. I'm looking for my y value, and here's my given equation. Okay, my equation is y equals 5x plus 7. That's this one right here. And I have my x value. This x value is this x value here. So I can just plug it in and solve. Y equals 5 times x value of 2 plus 7. And then what will I end up with? I'll end up with my y value. Y equals 10 plus 7. Y equals 17. This now becomes 2 comma 17 because that's this number. Good? And the same is true for the reverse, where I have y, let's clear this, where I have y equals 5x plus 7, and then if they give me the points unknown, comma 52, this is my x, this is my y. So I can replace this with this. 52 equals 5x plus 7 minus 7 minus 7, and I get 45 equals 5x divided by 5 divided by 5, x equals 9. So 9 comma 52. Good? So whichever one is missing, I'll plug in the right one in the right place and solve.